everybody. Sorry for I was a few minutes late. I don't know what that StreamYard was doing tonight, driving me nuts. That's what it was doing for sure. But it took me a few minutes to get it settled. I don't know what was going on. And usually, anyway, whatever. But welcome. It is Mardi Gras. It's Fat Tuesday. It's the last day of Carnaval, the season before Lent starts for Catholics and particularly Christians in general. It's a traditional time of 40 days is a traditional time of fasting and prayer and preparation for Easter and the celebration of Jesus' resurrection. Hey, Jabbar. Hey. So, and remember, whether you're religious or not, I don't really go to church anymore. I used to, when I was younger, but it's a cultural thing, so you see a lot of places where there's Catholic influence, like at least in the US, like New Orleans, in New England, like Maine, and anywhere with French influence along the Gulf Coast. The celebrations will be happening today. And then in Chicago, of course, our famous thing are the punchki, because the Polish Catholics would make those jelly-filled or custard-filled donuts to celebrate, before the start of Lent. So the whole idea was you were supposed to, get all the partying out of your system before the 40 days of Lent. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. Give me 1 second. Okay. Got some light on me at least, since I was struggling with this. I didn't get to turn the light on. I don't know what Yvette is doing. He's acting a little restless. I'm not sure. So to start off though with a little bit of Harvey update. Give me 1 second. Puppy, do you really have to go outside? This dog. Sometimes he does, but sometimes he just does it because he wants attention. What's the matter, boo-boo, huh? What is going on, boo-boos? If you really need to go outside, I'll let you outside. I'm just not sure what you're up to. Oh gosh, you guys, maybe I should let him. Is it Lansing or Linting? I'm not sure. What are you asking, Javar? I'm confused by your question. Okay, he's happy. I guess he just wanted attention. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Just relax. Relax, kid. So tonight there was supposed to be a township meeting, and as Paul noted, Paul Roberts shared, tonight's township meeting was on their annual calendar, but the agenda was never posted on their website. Neither was this cancellation notice. So as you can see at Township Hall, it just says that the meeting for today canceled. The next scheduled meeting is March 16th at 6 p.m. Casey A. Nesbitt Clark. So they are continuing their lack of transparency and just doing whatever the heck they want, even though all these people that are now getting paid by township, because they got township jobs and or elected positions, they were all the ones that were complaining and jumping up and down and rioting and causing all sorts of problems when Tiffany would do the same sort of crap. So can anybody say hypocrite much? What's going on for the Catholics? Lent. L-E-N-T. They call it the season of Lent starts tomorrow. And then the other thing that was tonight's local event was, I know there was an emergency Dalton meeting. Now let's see, was it Village of Dalton? I think they post on there, right? Dalton. Committee of the Whole meeting. Okay, let's see. How long was it? I'm just curious. Oh, wow. Oh, there's an executive session. Okay.
20th, later this week on Friday, the insurance carrier.
I mean, at least they do put a video up. Okay, and then executive session.
Should the judge render an unfavorable?
And when did they come out of that?
Heard the motion, Trustee Norwood, second Trustee Holmes. I will open discussion. I will discuss with the public after talking with our attorney as well as all board members present. We will be presenting a counter offer to the plaintiffs. At this moment, we are not at liberty to disclose the counter offer because I'm certain those who we are litigating it with will be watching as well. And we want to have the room for open dialogue without fully showing our hand.
So my understanding is that this has been going on for a few years. There was some sort of police chase. I believe there was a death involved or an injury. Dalton was sued. And now it's come to, I'm sorry. It was, I think the village was refused to release body cam footage. I think maybe that was what the lawsuit was about. So I'm not an expert on this, but I know All McHugh, she'll be covering it on her channel. So I'm trying to think here. Yeah. So I think it was related to the FOIA lawsuit. I don't know. But anyway, Dalton, the village is supposed to be on the hook for $30 million because of this, basically it all stems to like this police chase, this what I'm guessing was an illegal police chase and the harm that was caused because of that. So obviously that was interesting. Must have been an interesting meeting tonight. Let's see, look at the comments. Okay. Why are we being punished for her actions? Help us to move forward and get better. Why is the village of Dalton only responsible? Shouldn't the police department be sharing the responsibility for this litigation? Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of homeowners, right? Yep. Why are you all holding my business license? Oh, I know too much. We need TIF back. Oh, tell it. Oh my goodness. So we're going to continue following that story. Isn't that interesting? Poor Dalton. Hey, no apologies. Welcome. 2016 when it happened. Oh, okay. It was that far back. Okay. So yeah, it sounds like it's definitely not resolved, but this is a big crisis for Dalton. And it just reminds us of this is why we need everybody to get involved in their local communities and in local politics, because just doing nothing or being afraid or not being educated about how power works doesn't work. for our communities. What happens is you get the worst a-holes and the most incompetent, greedy people in there, and they do things like this. And then everybody, the public, the taxpayers, has to end up possibly paying for huge lawsuits because people just don't do their job right. So guys, remember, I know everyone's busy, but it's not really an option to check out of this stuff. Like, we have to stay involved. Because if you don't stay involved, you know who does stay involved? All the scammers and mafioso type people. And they're in it for the wrong reasons. They just want to take as much money away out of our communities and resources as possible. So anyway, on that note, we'll have to come back to that when we have more information. Let's go to Mardi Gras. This is a little bit older of a video. This is one of the videos I would use with my French students when talking about Mardi Gras, and I think this was probably focusing on New Orleans. But yeah, it's kind of a cool cultural thing, and we have a lot of Catholics in Chicago as well. You know, that celebrate Fat Tuesday. So, but yeah, you're going to get a little bit of the French side of it because c'est moi. That's me. That's what I love.
Carnival is a time of festive merrymaking immediately preceding the liturgical season of Lent.
There you go. See? Lent. Oh, I guess this is, I don't know where I found this, but it says massexplainedapp.com, so it must be an official Catholic thing. So, you know, do bear that in mind.
In the United States, the most popular celebration of Carnival began in Louisiana in 1837 and is today more commonly known as Mardi Gras. Since then, millions of visitors have partaken of the festive atmosphere, particularly in New Orleans' French Quarter, which borders the Mississippi River. The most popular form of entertainment during Mardi Gras are the parades, which consist of marching bands, mounted law enforcement, and floats holding brightly decorated crew members. Beads, doubloons, and other souvenirs are thrown to eager spectators lining the streets. All these elements are meant to intensify the jubilant carnival atmosphere. The word carnival comes from the Italian expression carne levare, which means to remove meat.
There you go. Did you know that? So that's the whole idea behind Carnival. Hey, Alan Q. We were just talking about you. I was telling all the viewers that you're going to give people more in depth of an update about this lawsuit with Dalton and just what's going on, because obviously it is very concerning. So we do want to know, you know, what led up to it and everything. But yeah, we're just going through our Mardi Gras stuff. If you do want to share though, on the queue about the Dalton stuff, let me know, because after I do the Mardi Gras video, you're welcome to share to talk either tonight or another time about it. You just let me know. So yeah, if you didn't know what carnival meant, as this guy was just saying, it basically goes back to Latin for like take the meat out. Like you want to eat up all those goodies that you're not going to be able to enjoy during the 40 days of fasting for Lent. Also, I'm going over this because, you know, as you know, I've been obsessing about Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. But a good part of it is not just the art, but it's the culture, right? And we have, I think Ramadan's going on right now, but you know, we have an Indian Muslim community in Harvey, you know, and so they have Ramadan, which is a similar period of fasting. Then someone was telling me it's the Chinese New Year going on. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but in the Southland, in Bridgeview, I believe that is the largest Palestinian community in the United States. Now, you know, some of whom are Muslim, not all. Some are, I think, a good amount of Christian as well. But we also have a large mosque in Orland Park. So, you know, this whole idea of fasting for holidays, you definitely find it in different cultures and different religions. The idea of, you know, denying the flesh so that you can become a better person or better focus on the spiritual. So that's supposed to start for the Catholics anyway tomorrow. But Mardi Gras, which is, for the rest of today, is, like I said, you're supposed to eat up all those sweets and the fats and the meats and the things that you're supposed to be giving up for Lent.
Period of celebration has its origin in the need to consume all meat and animal products such as eggs, milk, and butter before the 6-week Lenten fast. Since controlled refrigeration was uncommon until the 19th century, the foods forbidden by the church at that time would spoil. Rather than allowing them to go to waste, families gathered together and consumed what they had.
Makes sense? So again, why is it the traditions of the parades and the, feasting and drinking and everything? So, centuries ago when people didn't have refrigeration anyway, it's like, hey, let's eat some of the stuff up before Lent.
Around the world and through the ages, several countries have had resplendent carnival celebrations. Since the 14th century, revelers in Venice, Italy, would observe carnival by concealing their faces, making it impossible to differentiate between nobles and commoners. Today, participants continue the custom and wear intricately decorated masks and lavish costumes, often representing allegorical figures.
Isn't that fun? And that also kind of links a little bit to the Bad Bunny thing, where how many times in life do you get to, pretend that, like, at least for maybe a night or a season, that you get a little bit of a chance to stick it to the rich and the people that are trying to rape and pillage all of society. So that's kind of a cool thing about history, carnival history, and the disguises.
In the 17th century, the European practice of holding carnival balls and masquerade parties before Lent was adopted by Rio de Janeiro's middle class. In the New World, these celebrations took on African and Native American influence, yielding what today is the most recognizable holiday in Brazil.
Yeah, they go all
Carnival
out.
ends on Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday, the last opportunity to consume foods containing animal fat before Lent. In addition to getting their homes ready by eliminating meat and dairy products, Catholics would prepare for Lent by ridding themselves of sin and receiving the sacrament of reconciliation. For this reason, the day before Ash Wednesday is called Shrove Tuesday, from the Middle English word shriven, which means confession.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that aspect of it. So there you go. There's a little bit about Mardi Gras. And I probably had some other. What was this one?
Mardi Gras is French for Fat Tuesday. The name comes from an old custom in Paris. They paraded a fat ox through the city. Ox was here to remind people to not eat meat in Lent. Lent is from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday. The Mardi Gras season begins on King's Day. King's Day is always January 6th. King's Day is the 12th day after Christmas, also known as the Epiphany.
Oh, yes. So the whole carnival season, this is the end of carnival season. Mardi Gras, which is today, Fat Tuesday, it's the end of carnival season. And yes, the Feast of the Three Kings is always on January 6th for Catholics and other Western Christian folks. So we are ending the carnival season. We're going into Lent. Man, you guys.
Celebrate the wise man giving gifts to baby Jesus. In southern Italy, people dressed in costumes. Paraded through the streets. They can help people dance in the street. In Nice, France, people wear giant masks.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. They do that in Nice.
Belgium, people dressing in clown costumes. The clowns wore ostrich feathers on their heads. And they dance in the streets.
I forgot about that too.
They carry a basket of oranges to throw to the crowd.
Oh, oranges. Oh, cute.
People brought Mardi Gras to the United States.
Marching bands.
New Orleans has the best Mardi Gras celebrations. A parade with dress and costumes. Trinkets like beads and doubloons are tossed to the crowd. Rex is the king of carnival.
Rex. Latin for king.
1892, Rex chose the Mardi Gras colors.
New Orleans.
Mardi Gras colors are purple, green, and gold. And purple is for justice. Green is for faith. Gold is for power.
Oh my God, they're so cute. Yeah, they're definitely. Oh, okay. Yeah, from somewhere.
Don't forget to say peace.
Gotta eat it. People dress up like.
That was cute. What was this one? Forgot. Oh, I think I just had some. I think I had some jazz. But what is today? Is Monday? Forgot about that.
Hey, red beans, all you lucky children, come and eat it up. Come and eat Tuesday, poor boys.
Oh, okay.
Monday.
So it's like a song and a for kids and a book. It's like
Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday.
you know,
Come and eat all you
Louisiana,
lucky.
Louisiana culture. Mardi Gras Mambo. This is one of the songs that we heard. So you know, a lot, obviously, also in New Orleans with that whole in Louisiana, the culture of the, you know, the West African slaves that were brought over, and then you had Latino, you had indigenous populations, you had Spanish-speaking populations, you had French speaking population. It was, and then the area was later acquired by the United States. So it was really a melting pot, and it gave us a lot of jazz, blues, contributed to a lot of music and art. And this is one of the better known songs.
takes a cool all that's out and
Yay! So anyway, that's kind of fun. Yeah, all in the queue. Did you want to share tonight or no? You don't. You don't have to. You definitely do not have to. But just let me know if you do. Oh yeah, this is okay. Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras. Yeah, there's always like the Zulu King. Rex is the king of carnival. I forget where the Zulu King, the symbolism to that. You can see though a lot of that African and Native American sort of influence though, right? With like the the voodoo and face painting, all the tropical plants, what did you call those? Like natural healers, the witch doctors, things like that. And the oh goodness, he's got really long hair. Cross-dressing. Now I was gonna say this is in addition to pioneering in New Orleans and Louisiana, but especially New Orleans, in addition to pioneering new music styles, you can see where there was more tolerance towards homosexuality during certain times, cross-dressing, mixing of cultures and races, and really fascinating. So Mardi Gras has a great history here in the U.S., and it's something that's worth celebrating. Ladies, show up those ankles. That's fun. And you notice a lot of call and response. A lot of the stuff we saw on Bad Bunny's show too. A lot of that stuff is from Africa, African cultures as well as Native American. So that's a little bit about Mardi Gras. So I don't know how you guys celebrated today, or if you wanted to share anything. Oh, I should show you a little bit of. Let me see. So what is a punchki? Punchki. Okay, I know it looks like Paxi, how it's spelled. I need to work on that. I tried some years ago, starting to learn how to pronounce Polish, even though I am part Polish heritage. I never really learned, but they are rich, deep-fried Polish donuts, traditionally filled with fruit preserves like plum or rosehip jam, and topped with powdered sugar glaze or candied orange peel. They're made from a rich yeasted dough with eggs, fats, and sugar, and often have a small amount of alcohol like vodka added to prevent them from absorbing too much oil during frying. Eaten in Poland on Fat Thursday. Oh. To use up rich ingredients before Lent, they are also a popular treat for Fat Tuesday in the U.S., sometimes called Punchki Day. Punchki. Yeah, it is. I was gonna say it's definitely a denser dough than your typical donut. It's so good. So I'm sure you can still get some tomorrow. You could still find some punchki. The best place locally that I can think of is Cabinet Bakery in Lansing. Although I bet you Pierre's on Western Avenue in Blue Island, as well as oh man, come on, you guys. What's the other one in Blue Island I'm thinking of? Iverson's on Western Avenue, Blue Island. They would, I'm sure they would have some. Also, you might try La Rosita. I didn't check, but you know, they have their own bakery in there. That is the Mexican grocery store in Harvey on 159th Street, just east of Halstead. La Rosita they might have made their own punchki. I'm not sure, you know, because there used to be a lot of Polish people in East Harvey, especially. So that would be something I should check on. I don't know. Does anybody know? Anybody who's watching knows, let me know. Look who comes up. See, Orland Park Bakery. Oh, that was the other one I was going to say. Yeah. Orland Park Bakery has some good ones. Punchki Day. So yeah, that's the whole thing. You know, you're supposed to eat it before Lent starts. That looks so good. So good, you guys. Now I want some punchki. Can someone get me some punchki? I'll have to stop and visit my Polish aunt because I'm sure she has some. Oh, and I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't, duh. I thought that I was showing you the images. Here you go. So much more fun if you see it. Let's see some images of punchki here. Yeah, the ones that I know are like, you know, it's kind of like, it's not that different looking maybe from the outside from like a Bismarck or something at, you know, that you would get normally, but that dough, it's so good and it's extra thick. It's like, Oh, here's one. They're advertising that they sell at Jewel in South Holland, for instance. There you go. There's one. But I would probably, Jewel might make their own. I don't think they do. I would probably recommend, like I said, Calumet Bakery or in South Holland or Iverson's or Pierre's in Blue Island. Oh God. Oh yeah, or like I said, check La Rosita. Maybe I'll check tomorrow if I remember the bakery La Rosita on 159th east of Halstead. What else do we have going on? Oh yeah, and Ash Wednesday tomorrow. Duh. So Ash Wednesday is the traditional start of Lent, and they call it Ash Wednesday because you know they'll burn the palms that you brought in on Palm Sunday last year, or the year prior. They traditionally they're supposed to use those to make the ashes. I don't know if the churches really do, but and then you have a special church service and they'll put a cross in the form of with ashes on your forehead, and it's supposed to remind you that ashes to ashes, dust to dust, meaning from ashes you came, to ashes you will. Oh Lord, I'm messing up the wording, but basically, you know, we came from the earth and will return to the earth. It's supposed to encourage you to be humble and remind people that you only live once. Everybody's going to be born. Everybody's going to die. So there's some great themes. Like I said, even if you're not religious, and I'm not particularly religious, but I love just cultural themes like that, things that you can learn. And if anyone wants to come on and talk about Islamic, Ramadan, I'd love to have a guest for Ramadan as well, and tell us more about that, or the Chinese New Year. It's always great to learn about some new things. What else did I want to share? Oh, yes. Give me 1 second and I'll look it up. Someone shared. For St. John. St. John is the only Catholic church, unfortunately, left in Harvey. It's now called Lord of Mercy. Who sent me that? Okay. So it's in East Harvey, and someone just sent me for Lent. They're going to be having some sales of food on Fridays, fish fry Fridays. Can you guys see that? Should I zoom in a little bit more? Let me see if I can. Okay. So Lord of Mercy Catholic Church, I'd still call it St. John's. Señor de la Piedad. Fried Fish Friday, venta de pescado frito. So that's 558 East 158th Street. But basically, you can see the church. It's like, what is that, Union? It's basically like Union at 157th or whatever. But you can see it if you look northeast. If you're at 159th and Halstead, you can see St. John's. Now called Lord of Mercy. So they're selling ceviche, fish ceviche for $20. Fried fish with rice for $18. Shrimp tortas with rice and beans, $18. Mexican potato tacos, 4 times $8. What does that mean? Well, yeah, 4 for $8. I don't know. Chili relleno or chile relleno. Oh, Mexican stuffed pepper with the side of beans and rice, $15. And then, oh, I love hibiscus water. Agua de Jamaica. Jamaica. I love hibiscus water. That's so good. It's $2. Lemonade is $2. And then capirotada. Why do I not know what that is? $4. Okay, I guess I should know that, but I don't know. No sé. So that's available in Harvey. Go, patronize your local institution. I would say business. It's not, it's a church, but still, we have locals that make it. So even if you're not religious, it's totally fine. And then if you are interested in a religious service, which again is totally up to you, I'm not telling you you have to be religious, but for tomorrow, the mass schedule, February 18th, there's going to be a Spanish mass at 8, an English mass at noon, another English mass at 5:30, and then another Spanish mass at 7. Yeah, see, 157-46 Union. So basically 157th and Union and Harvey. And if you are a visual person, I just wanted to point out okay, but I want to see it on the map, darn it. No, I want a big map. There we go. Can we get rid of the satellite? There we go. Okay, so let's find our Harvey. Here we go. Here's Harvey, okay. So La Rosita is right if you find 159th Street East West here in Halsted. La Rosita is just a few blocks east. What street is that? Between Carroll and Low. There's La Rosita. They even have a little restaurant in there, which is really cool. So I was saying to check them out for some good local food. They might even have some punchki. Shop Harvey, shop local, peeps. And I think that's about. Oh, I should do a little Bad Bunny before we leave because you know I love my Bad Bunny. Love my Bad Bunny. I wanted to play this young man's reaction because he is so beautiful. Oh, do I have to refresh it? What happened? Here we go.
Paying homage to Anthony Santos con el principio de la canción Titi me preguntó, luego las cañas de trigo, making reference to the economy in Puerto Rico and the enslavement during that time. Los jíbaros, la casita, the staging of la casita with las palmas.
So this is a Puerto Rican content creator. So again, this is just more explanation of not only why it's so important, but also the, culturally and historically, but he's explaining that to us if you're not Puerto Rican and you don't know that we're talking about Bad Bunny's show.
Los arbustos, to the different stations like Los Cocos, Las Manicuristas, the blocks of cement with the women, referencing as women also being the foundation as the cement of home, las piraguas, los boxeadores, joyeros, beautiful things that authenticate our culture. El perreo, mujeres perreando, el sapo concho, reference to old school and to Celia Cruz, and then giving us equality, thinking about.
Yeah, he kind of skipped that. Okay, so I did some research, but I learned the showing the frog relates to a frog that's being endangered by gentrification in Puerto Rico. The perreo is like what would we call that? I was like, oh my gosh, when I was growing up, they called it bumping and grinding, Oh my goodness. It's like, people are dancing, kind of looks like they're having sex. But Bad Bunny, that was a reference to one of his songs where he talks about women's rights and how, like, I guess I have to see the video. He dresses in drag and he's dancing the perreo by himself, and he's saying, let women, yo perreo sola, like I can do this alone. Don't go and grab women when they're dancing, like let them basically enjoy their bodies and their selves without it giving permission. For instance, if a lady's wearing showing off her butt or her chest, that's not an invitation for a man just to come up and grab or whatever crap that people do.
The community to then reference joy, love, and union and celebration with a wedding, an actual wedding happening in the Super Bowl. Have Lady Gaga singing salsa in English with the azul celeste on the dress, which is
and he's saying light blue.
Referencing to the original flag of Puerto Rico, La Flor de Maga, showing union between both countries. Also showing that we can belong together without having to erase ourselves. And then La Fiesta, literally when we were kids, we would fall asleep in the chairs during the family gatherings and parties. And then saying, baila sin miedo, ama sin miedo, validating to live without fear. And then bringing the...
Yeah, so that means dance without fear, live without fear. Sorry, I don't know who is... Who's messaging me about dating during my show? Oh my God. What is he saying? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Never mind. I figured it out. I'm like, where's this? Oops. Okay, there. Now is it come? Will it come back? Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
The Caribbean Club, New York, showing Toñita, which is one of the last standing thing from the Caribbean Club, and then having him giving himself a Grammy, referencing to never stop believing in yourself and always follow your dream. Then having El Cuatro, and then singing Lo que le pasó a Hawaii, referencing our current actual status with the United States. And having Ricky Martin, another Puerto Rican icon, singing it in Spanish, to then having El Apagón, showing power outages, referencing our current actual literally living status, how we live day by day here ever since Irma and Maria happened. My favorite part, saying God bless America, reminding everybody America is all the other countries united, and then seeing all the flags and then saying together we are America. We felt seen. What better way to make a political statement and to show resistance without hate? It was so much more than just a performance. It was an unmistakable message and testament que seguimos aquí and we're not going anywhere. Y por eso, gracias Benito. After 2 days, I'm still in a chokehold with the Super Bowl because we've witnessed history from the beginning.
Yeah, you did such a good job. So anyway, like we were talking about that on my TikTok live last night. I had a few people and I was like, you guys, let's do some of our own provocative art. What's that? Oh, I think it's a neighbor. Our own provocative art to encourage people to think deeply about the issues, to get off the bench, to get involved, to be enraged, to be, it's like I've been really sad since seeing that. And a lot of things have been happening, right? Like we lost Mayor Clark. I watched this, seeing Bad Bunny's show. I'm remembering it's going to be coming up on, a year that I lost my dog last year too. I mean, it's been an intense few years here in Harvey in the Southland for us. We fought so hard for our Martle residents to keep their homes, but they were still kicked out. We've had a lot of victories too, but it's been very emotional. It's been very trying. It's been very taxing on everybody. Constant fires, constant animals, roaming, no animal control, constant police agitation, oppression, people getting ticketed and towed, businesses getting closed. So I mean, it's a lot, you guys. But something about his show just really, really pushed me over the edge in that. I think in a good way. It's like I want us to be able to do some art showing. I think showing the pain and the suffering that's going on here, and helping people to really feel that, because it's one thing to read an article or even to see a video, which is better, right? Like you can show people what's happening as far as people losing their homes, fires, police brutality, extortion of residents and businesses. I mean, all these things are serious. And like I said, the videos help, the personal testimonials. But I think the reason why I'm still continually wrecked by Benito's show is because if you do it in a way that involves people and art and music and culture, like there's something about that where you can really just like catch people's attention, like, whoa. And actually, let me show you an example of that before we go. And I will be jumping on TikTok live again, like I've been doing the past few nights, although I'm going to try not to stay up super late. Just gotta find it now. He's a kickboxer. Sorry. I just gotta find it first. Thanks to Reggie, who sent me this, and he is not even from Harvey. I'm sorry, he is from Harvey. I don't know what I'm saying. He is from Harvey. He doesn't currently live in Harvey, but he's been on my TikTok lives. Oh my God. It's been crazy, y'all. I guess it's just been a crazy time. What can I say? I'm going to make this guy, I'm going to say, I'd love to interview you. This Puerto Rican creator, I figured I'd send him a message because I meant to do that before. Here's another example of some art that someone sent me today when I was like, you guys, we need that sort of provocative art culture to help get people motivated. So just share a little bit of this. Now, to be fair, this is only 2 deaths, right? I mean, there's been so many police brutality deaths, but this is sort of a more recent one depicting through art, depicting the shooting of, oh man, I can't remember their names, but one was the white lady in Minnesota. The other one was the white guy who was the nurse in Minnesota. So this is dance and music depicting their killing, and they're performing it in front of the Kennedy Center. Again, as a political statement and protest.
But looking back
That was good.
remember Granny Liza. She could fly, she could fly. Tried to keep her down. She could fly, she could fly. See that.
So thank you again to Reggie for sharing that via TikTok. That was excellent. And I think it just shows, it's just an example of, that's the sort of provocative and moving art I think that I would like to see. So if you guys have any ideas for that, my goodness, we have so many backdrops in Harvey and in the Southland, but I was thinking, we could do something in front of a burned out house. We could do something in front of property that is owned by the city and that the city doesn't do anything with, that just lets sit, vacant. Could do something in front of City Hall. So yeah, just think about it. And but that's it for tonight. I'm going to sign off, and I will see you guys. If you're going to hop on TikTok Live, I'll see you there. Otherwise, au revoir. Joyeux Mardi Gras. That's how you pronounce tonight's title. Joyeux just means like joyous or happy. Mardi Gras in French. So happy Fat Tuesday. And Lent starts tomorrow. So I guess get all your baddie stuff out tonight, so then you can be a good little person for 40 days if you want. Au revoir. Bonne nuit.